Hi, our read aloud for today is Fish is Fish by Leo Leone. Fish is fish. At the edge of the woods, there was a pond, and there a minnow and a tadpole swam among the weeds. They were inseparable friends. One morning, the tadpole discovered that during the night he had grown 2 little legs. "Look," he said triumphantly, "I am a frog." "Nonsense," said the minnow. "How could you be a frog? If not last night, you were a little fish, just like me." They argued and argued until finally the tadpole said, "Frogs are frogs and fish is fish, and that's that." In the weeks that followed, the tadpole grew front legs and his tail got smaller and smaller. And then one fine day, a real frog now, he climbed out of the water and onto the grassy bank. The minnow, too, had grown and had become a full-fledged fish. He often wondered where his 4-footed friend had gone, but days and weeks went by, and the frog did not return. Then one fine day, with a happy splash that shook the weeds, the frog jumped into the pond. "Where have you been?" asked the fish excitedly. "I have been about in the world, hopping here and there," said the frog, "and I have seen extraordinary things." "Like what?" said the fish. "Birds," said the frog mysteriously. "Birds," and he told the fish about birds who had wings and 2 legs and many, many colors. As the frog talked, his friend saw the birds fly through his mind, the large feathered fish. "What else?" he asked impatiently. "Cows," said the frog. "Cows! They have 4 legs, horns, eat grass, and carry pink bags of milk." "And people," said the frog, "men, women, and children." He talked and talked until it was dark in the pond, but the picture in the fish's mind was full of lights and brights and colors and marvelous things. He couldn't sleep. Ah, if only he could jump around like his friend and see that wonderful world. And so the days went by. The frog had gone, and the fish just lay there dreaming about birds in flight, grazing cows, and those strange, wonderful animals all dressed up that his friend called people. One day he finally decided that come what may, he must see them too. And so with a mighty whack of his tail, he jumped clear out of the water and onto the bank. He landed in the dry, warm grass and lay there gasping for air, unable to breathe, unable to move. "Help!" he groaned freely. Luckily, the frog, who had been hunting butterflies nearby, saw him, and with all his might, he pushed his friend back into the pond. Still stunned, the fish floated about for an instant and then breathed deeply, letting the cool, clean water go through his gills. Now he felt weightless again. With an ever so light motion of his tail, he could move to and fro, up and down, just as before. The sun rays reacted down within the weeds and gently settled with wonderful color. This world was surely the most beautiful of all worlds. He smiled at his friend, the frog, who sat at the edge of the water watching him from a lily pad leaf. "You are right," he said. "Fish is fish." The end.